Hello, Shalom, friends. It's been a long time. I closed my shop 4 months ago. I can't believe it's been 4 months. Wow, it went by so fast. I had great plans of jumping right into this channel and doing videos. I had great plans of, making sure the Facebook page was up and going, and had great plans of having all this time to just rest and relax, and that has not been the case because life is never what you thought it was going to be. So here I find myself 4 months after I thought everything would begin, and it has not began. It's been busy. I've stayed in full alteration mode and, bridal season. We've stayed in kind of a sense of turmoil with still, even next week, we'll be doing a garage sale. So we've still got the chaos of the move and all the extra stuff. And we're slowly, the pieces are coming into place. But I found myself putting this video off and putting it off and putting it off. I had it in my mind what I wanted to do, how I wanted to start the channel, and how I wanted everything to be perfect. And I just came to the realization this week that what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? Am I waiting to get any younger? Am I waiting? I don't know. Am I waiting? I was waiting for things to be perfect. And ironically, as I knew I wanted to do this channel, my husband and I, a couple weeks ago, decided to jump in and do a channel on marriage. And my husband has the personality of just dive in and do it, commit and do it. And I'm a thinker. So I had been thinking long and hard how I wanted things to be. And I was just waiting for things to be perfect. Sometimes you have to jump in anyway, and you have to do anyway, even if it's not perfect. So what am I waiting for? I was waiting to have the perfect backdrop. And all I have is, I'm in my studio. I've just got the mess of dresses that I still am working on. One that I'm steaming. I think I've even got my iron back here in the background. Nothing is perfect. And I was waiting for that perfect backdrop. I didn't know if I wanted it to say shalom, peace. I just wanted it to be grand. But it's not grand. It's just me. And that's okay. I was waiting to have the perfect hair day. Well, the older I get, and as my hair's falling out, I'm never gonna have the perfect hair day. This is just it. And I was waiting. Well, then I started to talk myself out of it because I thought I'm too old. I was watching a lot on YouTube, and everybody's young and cute and they seem wise, but when I was young and cute, I wasn't wise. Now I'm old and I have some more wisdom, but things are falling apart. So I'm not perfect. But in that, God shows you, it's interesting when you pray and you just kind of let God lead you. You bring a but to him, like, but God, I'm too old. Nobody's going to want to watch this. And he brings you, I ended up running across this wonderful gal, Helen from Georgia, on YouTube. If you guys want to tune in, she is an 83-year-old woman who just turns on the camera and she's just herself, and everybody loves her. She's a sensation. And you wonder, why is it that everybody's watching? It's because she's real and she's authentic. And so you don't have to be polished. You just have to be you and be authentic. So God was showing me that. And then, of course, through our Say I Do Forever not Facebook, but YouTube channel, with my husband, he's been showing me that you just dive in when everything isn't perfect. You just dive in and you just be faithful. And so what am I afraid of? I'm afraid that nobody's listening. I'm afraid who's going to watch this channel. You know, one thing I notice on social media and with even friends is that if everybody's talking about something surface, if everybody's talking about how much fun they're having or how their life looks perfect, or if everybody's talking about just surface stuff, or the false peace, how to find peace because you have the perfect surrounding, the beach, and you know, if they're talking about wine, whatever they're talking about that's just kind of surface and not real, everybody's giving it a thumbs up, everybody's liking it, they're all on board, you know, woman power, and you know, a lot of the worldly stuff that just sex and being sexy and all that kind of stuff, people are all into that, all thumbs up. But the moment you talk about something real, something deep, all you get is crickets. And so that started in the last 4 months, me starting to think, who wants to listen to this? You know, who's going to even watch a channel that's on real, true peace? Something you have to work at a little harder. Something that you have to realize what truth is. Who's going to watch that? So, you know, that started to make me wonder. But then God showed me as I opened up the Bible. In fact, I've got my Bible right here just so I can read it. But, you know, in John chapter 12, verse 43, he's actually talking, I think, to the Pharisees. And, you know, it talks about that they love human praise more than the praise of God. There was another section in here, I couldn't find it this morning, but where the Pharisees love the praise of man more than they love the praise of God. And so they made choices. And so I have to ask myself, do I love the praise of man or do I love the praise of God? And I think I have a journey that's worth documenting. Whether it be just for me or just out of obedience to God, He's brought me through some heavy, hard things, and I've gotten through on the other side. He's showed me some big truths. I have piles of journals to prove it. These are just some of them. These are the journeys that I took to find true peace. I mean, I dug deep. I dug way into my soul. I dug through the Bible. I dug through hard times and I found real peace. And I think that's worth journaling. I think that's worth having a YouTube channel for. I think that people need to know what true peace is. And it's not superficial, and it's not always directed by your circumstances or your surroundings. This is a true peace that's so deep that it never leaves. Now, the feeling might leave, but true peace never leaves. There's always a foundation once you find it. And I just think that that's something worthy of doing a YouTube channel on. And if you're interested in that journey that I've taken, that real true peace, something you can hang on to and that's solid, then I'd love for you to join me on this journey. And it's not a perfect journey. I have days when it doesn't always work out, and yet I come back to that foundation. So the hard part is that I'll try to talk myself out of it. If I have a bad day and I say, well, I don't feel at peace right now, so why would I try to teach peace? It's because there's that foundation and it's solid underneath. And so in this struggle for the last 4 months, I have realized what I need to do is commit and be consistent. So whether I have people joining me on that journey or it's just me and God on that journey, I'm going to document that, and I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to be faithful and obedient to God. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to do 2 videos a week, and I'm going to commit to that. And whether things are perfect or not perfect, I'm going to commit to that. Whether I have a good hair day or a bad hair day, I'm going to show up. Whether I have a mess behind me and around me or everything's neat and clean, I'm going to be here. And what's been on my heart is the 2 things is that I kind of want to do a series on these journals. I want to go through maybe 1 video for each journal. They each represent a year, and they are my journey to shalom, to peace. And it started way even before these journals. I have older journals as well. But, you know, each of them represent a word of the year. I started doing that years ago, and this was 2014 when my word was resolve. And I'd love to make a video and talk to you about the word resolve and what God did for me in that year that I learned the word resolve. The very next year, 2015, was the word restore. This was a big year because it was a year God did a lot of restoration in me and a lot of work. And I'd love to share that with you in a video, maybe a series, maybe I do 1 on each, and maybe do those every Tuesday or something like that. This is the 2016 when I did, it's even fallen apart. The whole book's fallen apart. That's how much I worked at this one. It's called Rebuild. 2016 was the year of rebuild. I rebuilt relationships. I rebuilt my confidence. I rebuilt my business. I rebuilt a lot of things that year, and God walked me through the story of Nehemiah when he came and rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem. And that was a very special year. And then after that, I got to my word shalom. So in 2017, that whole year, I stumbled across the word shalom. And I found out it meant everything that I wanted. It meant peace, harmony, wholeness, tranquility, prosperity, safety, and rest. Why does that bring tears to my eyes? It's because it's everything we all want. And I know how to get it now, and I don't have a lot of people who want to hear it. And yet I know you want to hear it. You want to know, how do I get those things? How do I get peace? I want to share that with you in my journey here. Then the next year, I thought I only used to spend 1 year on a word. And this was the first time that my word was bigger than my year. And so in 2018, I did Shalom again, take 2, because I felt like I needed more time. And as I went through that year, I actually learned that my subword would be obey, and how if I follow God and some of the things He set up, how my obedience will lead in money, in all kinds of things, to more peace, more shalom, prosperity. And then another year, and I'm staying with shalom. And I have shalom, take 3. 3 years on this word shalom of peace, harmony, wholeness. And this particular year, as I began to do it, God started revealing a subword of love. that not, just love for him, love for others, love for myself, that he loves me. And I started to really realize that love is a key to shalom. And I'd love to share that with you in one video. And then 2020, my word is again, shalom, take 4, because I can't get it right. And this year, I feel like my sub word is abide. And we all know what 2020 was. It was the year we had to hunker down and we had to hide. And in the Word of God, it says, that God is like an eagle and we're under his wings and we abide. To abide means to kind of live under the protection of. And boy, 2020, I had to live under the protection of. I had to hang on as I tried to pull a business through COVID. How do you take a bridal business as it shuts down? How do you keep it alive and pay your employees when all the weddings are canceled? So 2020 was my year of shalom, but the year of abide. And I'd love to share that with you in another video too. And here we are, 2021, and my word is again shalom. I think this is take 5, but my sub word is freedom. And that's fitting because although my business was the thing that pulled me from depression, the thing that God gifted me, I walked away from my business and the bondage that it had on me. I was free. And I'm free to look back and realize how much I enjoyed that business, but how much it kind of held me back as far as my time and my money. And it had gotten bigger than me. So 2021 was about freedom and about letting go and about lightening my load and being okay with less is more. So this whole year has been about freedom and learning what it means to be a free person. In Exodus, the people were in bondage in Egypt, the Israelites, and they had been in slavery for 400 years. So most of them had grown up in slavery. And when they were finally freed, they didn't know how to be a free people. Because sometimes our bondage is comfortable. Our bondage feels normal. So they had to learn how to be a free people. And ironically, our little Bible study group that we were going through was going through Exodus at the same time I was learning how to be free. So that has been just a great word of freedom. 2022, I have a feeling I'll probably stick with shalom as my word, but what it will be the sub word, I don't know, but you can join me on that journey. And then the other set of videos that I would like to do is maybe on Thursday or Friday post a video of going through a book of the Bible. And whenever I say that, people tune out. Nobody wants to hear about the Bible anymore. People have the wrong concept of the Bible. People have the wrong concept of God, the Old Testament. They're believing what they hear, that God in the Old Testament is the God of wrath. But I found the opposite. I found a loving God who's brokenhearted. And I've found freedom there. And I've found his love and his character. And one of the books of the Bible that I'll probably do first is Philippians. Because in Philippians, before I even needed it, God had me memorize parts of Philippians about how to have peace and how to have joy and how to walk in that no matter what is going on. So probably I will do my first videos in Philippians. I think there's only 4 chapters, maybe 5. So it'd be 4 quick videos. But I sure hope that you will subscribe and join me on this journey. And like I said, I'm going to show up, and I may have a bad hair day, and I'm going to show up and things aren't going to be perfect. I'm going to have a mess behind me. I'm not going to have all the bells and whistles. But what I do have is truth, and what I do have is real peace. And I hope you can join me on this journey as we find greater shalom. Thank you all, and I will see you in the next video. And I promise to commit, and I promise to be continual or consistent. Love you. Have a great day, everyone. Shalom.